Wanted to share an idea with you. This is mental diet. So, firstly, this channel is here to help you improve your body, your mind, and your soul. It's pretty clear how to improve your body, how to eat healthy and exercise in order to live longer and live healthier lives. And in some ways, it's also sort of clear how to grow spiritually, how to incorporate more love. But it's not so clear to me what the mind is and what to do about the mind. There is this idea of the mental diet that I was talking to my friend about, and he felt like it was very profound, and so I wanted to share it with you guys. He had never thought about this before. So, mental diet is just like your food diet, but your mental diet is the podcasts, the books, the movies, and the people that you spend time with. I'm surely among other things, but what it is that you're consuming in your mind is what ruminates in your mind, and that's what you're thinking about, and that's what influences your actions. And so just be aware of your mental diet and how that influences you. If someone's watching the news all the time, they're going to see that negativity everywhere. So here's the best analogy for this. When a pickpocket sees a saint, all he sees is the saint's pockets. And when a saint sees a pickpocket, what the saint sees is God in that pickpocketer. And so our perception of things is always relative to our perspective. And so our perspectives are very powerful things in this world. The beliefs that we hold and the lens that we see the world through. So be aware of what influences your perspective. And so to me, with the internet, and I'm listening to Spotify all the time, listening to music or pods. And so I have this story about when I was a little kid, maybe not a little kid, I was maybe 13 or so. And I started getting to listen to music on my iTouch, and I didn't have a repertoire of music that I know that I like because I just got all this music at my fingertips. And so I took cues from my friends who at the time were into skateboarding and kind of like this punk scene. And so the music I started listening to, which was recommended to by my friend, was music that didn't make me feel happy. It was music that made me feel kind of more sad and depressed. And come to think of it, there's also a comic that this girl recommended to me that I tried to read, and it was a really sad comic. And so I would notice that oftentimes I would be happy, but other times I would feel low and sad. And one day when I woke up and I felt normal, I felt good, I remembered how the night before, how sad and depressed I sort of felt. And it was really easy for me in that moment to make the clear decision that, hey, I like being happy more than I like being sad. Even though that music and the feeling of it was sort of enticing, and it made me attracted to the darkness in a sense. But when I felt positivity and joy, I very clearly understood that this is what I preferred as opposed to feeling sad. And so that day, when I had that realization that, hey, I prefer being happy as opposed to depressed, and I had made the connection that my music was influencing how I felt. And so what I did was I listened to reggae. I listened to Bob Marley because that was the most positive thing that I knew of at the time. And so I stopped listening to all that other stuff I was listening to, and I started listening to music that made me happier. So my message for you is to be aware of the choices that you make, the subtle things that you're consuming on your feed, in your music choices, and the people that you spend time with, and how the energy of those is influencing your energy. And we're just trying to be mindful here of where our energy is at and making sure it's pointed and orientated in the way that you want it to be. Remembering positivity and remembering the states that we want to achieve. And whenever, and I'm guilty of this, obviously, I'm very human, is, being aware when a state comes up that, hey, maybe I'm frustrated about something or annoyed by something, and having the power to catch myself falling into this pattern of a negative emotion and correct myself in real time or as quickly as possible. And yeah, remember that the choices that we make have influence over the way that we feel and act. So try to live in alignment, and remember that your music choices, among other mental diet items, again, movies, shows, the YouTube content, the online content, the music, the books, the podcasts, all these things influence how we think and feel. And if you're trying to live better, as I am, uh, be mindful as you make those choices, what you click on, and how you let that seep in to your mind. You can revise what it is that you have seen. So if you if something happened in your family and it didn't go the way that you wanted to, for example, or just anything, you can go into your imagination and replay that scene, and have it unfold the way that you would have preferred for it to unfold, as opposed to how it actually unfolded, so that what you're impressing into your mind before you go to sleep that night is a positive version of what happened, so that going forward, your reality is more likely to reflect this sort of state that you've put energy into. Your mental diet has a huge influence on you and who you ultimately are. And if you like this video, be sure to like it and subscribe for more.